Hi, it's Ron Brown for your Being Truly Well Minutes for today. And I'd like to talk today about taking action. It's very important in our lives that we do take action toward our passions, desires, the ones from our embryonic truth that is within. It's very important that you take steps every day, or you're just holding yourself back. You know, who are you kidding? You're only given 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, just like everybody else. And your life, how long is it going to be? You don't know. It could end this week, this month, this year. It could go on until you're 105. There's a lot of people who have very long lives. When they look back upon them, they're so glad at everything that they've done, all the children and grandchildren, or things they've accomplished, being a writer, or being a director, or a famous person, or just being a person that cared about their community. Those people savor every moment of life, and that's probably why they live so long. Well, today I'd like to talk about action steps and why it's very important for you. Because we're given only so many hours, so many minutes per day, what are you doing with them? Are you being idle? Are you just doing brainless things like having the TV on and just letting it play and occupy your mind? Well, like a plane, you can either be occupied or empty. And to me, I'd rather go in, do my business, and then turn it back to empty so I can be out doing other things. But are you occupying the airline bathroom of your life and just wasting away in there until your butt is numb from sitting on that toilet? Sorry to be so, vulgar, but, we truly can waste so much of our time. I know a lot of people who are truly into sports, and please don't get angry at me for that, because I'm a Giants fan, and you may hate me for that, but I do enjoy a good football game. But I know people that have so many stats in their head of all their favorite athletes. They have so much information about performance and who's better than who, and this year over last year. But what does that do for them? It gives them bonding with their friends, which is a good thing. And don't get me wrong, professional sports certainly have a place and a time. But if you spent even 1/3 of the time you took memorizing your favorite player scores and invested instead in yourself, your own dreams, your own passions, what scores you are achieving, not want to achieve, then you're truly making progress. I'm going to quote someone today. His name is Brendan Francis. He's a playwright. And there's two quotes I particularly like of his. One of them is, "Inspirations never go for long engagements. They demand immediate marriage to action." I'll let that one soak in for a minute. And then the second one is, "Every man, through fear, mugs his aspirations 12 times a day." Is fear holding you back? Or are you just lulled into a sense of sameness? What prevents you from being successful in life? I think I talked about this before quite a few days ago, about Thomas Edison and how he kept very diligently trying different filaments to try to make his light bulb work. And he finally found it after 10,000 of them. He found 9,999 things that didn't work. But he found the one that actually did. And it made all the difference. It made all the difference in the world. So I want you to think about that in your life. What are you doing? What steps are you taking to get to your true embryonic truth and passion? Once you identify it and truly find it through self-exploration and meditation, why aren't you letting it come to fruition? Is it fear? Are you really mugging yourself every day by multiple times a day by not taking action because of the fear? And if it's not fear of failure, maybe it's fear of success. If I get this, what then? Well, exactly. What then? Think of it as a possibility, not an obstacle. So I'm recording this early this morning. I have a third interview to go to, and we'll see how that goes. but I truly am looking forward to, with great passion, my next step. And the next step is today. Not next week, not next month, not next year. For after the interview today, I'm going to go look at apartments in the area. Because taking action steps just in case is better than taking none. It's fun, it's joyful to consider, what happens next? Where do I go from here? How many of us have watched a movie, a horror movie? And I have a very good friend who is involved in horror movies, and I'm going to actually meet him in person, hopefully this month when he comes to the area. And, his deep passion for it is the thrill, the excitement of being involved in it, and the scaring, and the nature of it. And, a lot of us like horror movies because they catch us unaware. But in our own lives, we don't like to be catched unaware, do we? No, we like to know every little thing that's going to happen. We like to map it out, to plan it out, and to say, okay, this is the next safe step I can take. And, let's do this next thing because we know that it's going to yield the same thing, the same result we've always had. That's not living. That's being numb. So I'd encourage you today, you know there's something, it's in the back of your mind, that you've been wanting to do, needed to do, and knew had to be done for so long. Why haven't you done it? Why haven't you even taken one step closer to getting to it? Is it volunteering with maybe a shelter or some people that need comfort? Is it extending a helping hand to a neighbor that you know is in need? Is it going to a new place, a new city? Is it exploring the possibilities that you thought since childhood that you've always wanted to do but haven't done? Today is the day. I'm calling you to action. I'm calling you. The marriage is ready, waiting for you to be joined to it. It demands action. No long engagements for you anymore, because we're not promised how long we have. You might be 15 listening to this. You might be 10. You might be 50, like I'm about to become in April. Or you might be 70 years old and hear this. Live each day as if it were your last. What's going to make the difference? What could you possibly do if you knew that you were going to die in 2 days? All of a sudden you would call people you haven't spoken to in a long time. You would try to accomplish things that you haven't done that you knew you should have. Shame on you. Think about those for a minute. If I were to die in 2 days, what would I do? And then do them today. Don't wait 24 hours, 48 hours. Start doing them today. You know it's your to-do list. And I'm not talking about a bucket list of skydiving and, all those fun things that people like to do before they kick the bucket. I'm talking about what's on your passion list. What truly is getting you. What has always been nagging at you from the inside to do. Only you can create truly wonderful results by taking steps toward your passion. And the world will be a better place for it. You might say, if I'm a millionaire and I have a successful business, how is that going to help the community? Well, if that's your dream, if that's your passion, great. What are you going to do with that extra money once you have it? I encourage you to give to people in the community. So as you picture yourself being successful, picture yourself giving a good portion of that to helping others. Or maybe by being an honorable company, providing jobs for many people. You're going to be a person that provides a wonderful, safe environment for people to prosper, to raise their families, to be successful, to send their kids to college where maybe they haven't even gone. So that's Ron Brown for your Being Truly Well Minutes today, and I truly wish you well.